Look what I've got. This is the very first copies ever in existence. Yeah, I am live. The first copies that are ever in existence. This wasn't what I was going to talk about today. It's not really what I'm talking about today anyway, but I wanted to show you this exists. This is my new book that is co-hosted by Matt Morris and 30 odd other entrepreneurs, where we're all telling our stories. So I'll tell you more about this later. I just wanted to let you guys know this it didn't accidentally arrive. I got a notification that it was meant to be arriving on the 24th. So I was not expecting this yesterday. So it's very exciting that it's here. I'm officially launching it this day next week, where you can get the electronic version for free, and you'll be able to get the paperback version for $9.99 US. So stay tuned to all my social media channels, because that's when you want to grab it, when it's actually free. For those of you that want the electronic version, or if you want the paperback version, it's going to be less than $10. And then after that 24 hours, it'll actually go up. So if you want a copy, if you want to hear a bit of my story, and some adversity that I've had to overcome, then this is it. It's here. So I just wanted to share that quickly with you live, because they arrived last night. So, excited to share that with the world. Now, what I'm talking to you guys about today is something that I consider absolutely crucial in my journey, in where I've come from to where, I'm going. I'm here, going to and getting to. So absolutely crucial, in the scheme of things. And I've got some special guests that are about to join me as well to share this discussion with me, which is, really, really important to people's success. And here's, I'll get to that in a minute. If we haven't met before, my name's Helen Martin. I'm not wearing the cap today because this is all about my guests today, really. So I hope you'll embrace them and their discussion in a minute. If you are joining me live on Instagram, you're not going to see them, but you're going to hear them. So I'm live here on my Facebook business page, my free group, and YouTube, and I'm live over here on Instagram. So if I'm looking sort of up and down, then that's the reason for that. But what I want to share with you regarding business is that if you already had the skills, you'd already be successful. So success means different things to different people. If you already knew everything, then you'd already be successful. So if you're not where you want to be, what are you missing? Now, there's two main things that I would suggest that you look at if you're not where you want to be. So the two main things are skills and mindset. So what skills do you need to get to where you want to go? Or what mindset shifts do you need to make to be the person that you need to become a 6, 7, whatever earner that you want to be. So they're the two things that are missing for most people to be able to become successful. So it's either mindset or skill set. And I think I was trying to introduce myself and I kind of forgot. So if we haven't met before, my name's Helen Martin. I'm your online crew captain, but no hat today because it's all about my guest today, which I'll bring on in a moment. But what I had to come to realize for myself when I entered this journey of the online world is that I didn't know anything. I really didn't know anything about social media, online marketing, all of that kind of stuff. So how could I learn? So I invested in a program back in 2017, I think it was. And I even went to America to get some training because I couldn't find it in Australia. So I went to America in 2017, 2018, 2019, and I was going to be speaking on stage as a guest speaker in 2020, and it never happened because of COVID. So the journey that the right training and mentorship and things like that can take you on is absolutely incredible. What I'm trying to share with you here is, what are you missing? What do you need? Is it skill set or mindset? And if you already knew everything, you'd already be successful. So if you don't, what's missing for you, and how do you find and get the information that you need? And sometimes you need somebody to believe in you more than you believe in yourself to get started. So surround yourself with those kind of people, that kind of leaders, that kind of mentorship. Am I making sense? Okay, so what do you think you're missing? Skill set or mindset, or a bit of both? I'd love you to share. if you're listening to this live or in the comments, what do you think you're missing? Okay. Now, the people that I'm about to bring on screen in a second mean a lot to me. They're in my VIP mentorship program, and I work closely with them and have for a little while to help them with their skill set and mindset. So I don't want you to necessarily take my word for it in my journey, but I know I would not have become a multiple six-figure earner or be where I'm at today without investing in mentorship and training and those kind of things. So if you're that kind of person that's always looking for free stuff, it's going to take you a very long time to get you where you want to go, and you do have a choice to speed up that process. So I'm going to bring these three amazing ladies on that are in my VIP mentorship program to share with you what mentorship means to them, what they've got out of my program. The reason that I'm raising this is I only open my VIP mentorship program twice a year, and that is now. The next 6 months starts from October to March, and so it's open now for somebody to join between October and March, and hear these ladies out in what they have to say. But there is only 2 spots left. The rest of them are filled. It's a very small group on purpose. I've got to make sure I can give the time and attention to the people that are in the program. There are only 2 spots left. So if you need to increase your skills, or you need to sort out why it is that you're not doing the things you need to do, and you need the accountability, you need the support, you need the goal setting, you need the weekly check-ins, you need the guidance, you want the collaborations, all that kind of stuff, then this might be something that you want to look at. And I tell you now, my mentor has told me I should be charging 3 times as much as I am. So it is not a very, it's not expensive by any means. So without further ado, check out these ladies. Now, I've got someone on twice. I've got to work out which one I'm going to bring up. We've got Susan, Susan Hegel. We've got Beth Frederick. The screen will change in a minute. And I'm not sure which one of you to bring up because I really don't want you there twice. Is it this one or the other one?
The other one.
Get rid of that one? That one. Okay. There is a reason why we call Laurie the Hot Mess Express, because she just does everything the hard way. She admits that. But I wanted to introduce these ladies to you to give you some kind of indication, whether it's my program or, somebody else's. I want to reiterate, I would not be where I am today without investing in mentorship. And I'm not saying you have to trip across the world. I can't go to America at the moment, even if I wanted to. But I've invested heavily in mentorship. Some of you would fall over if you knew how much I've spent on mentorship. You would absolutely, you'd without my 10,000, 20,000, go up and up and up and up and up. And I still invest in mentorship. My mentors who earn millions of dollars online still invest in mentors themselves. So what are you guys investing in? So you can never not need a mentor ever at any stage, in my opinion. It just goes to a higher level, because you get to the next level and you need different skills and you need different leadership skills. You just keep, sort of keep going with the level of mentorship that you need. So I'm going to, hand over to these guys here. So again, these guys have been working with me for a while in my VIP mentorship program, and I want you to hear from them, not necessarily about my specific program necessarily, but just about mentorship, the importance of mentorship. If there is anything you want to share regarding my program, fine. Just share whatever you guys want to share. But I've got to say, I'm so incredibly proud of these 3 ladies and who they've become and who they were growing into. And what are you doing, Laurie? Laurie's just making Laurie. But I want you to hear it from there, because I know for myself that, whatever you find, whoever you find, it is just a critical part of your learning journey. Because I'll say it again, if you already knew what you needed to know, you'd already be a 6-7 figure earner. You'd already have it. So if you don't have it, there are things that you need to find. And you know what I hear all the time? I can't afford it, or I don't have the time, or wait until I've got more time. You're just going to continue to wait and wait and wait. The timing is never right. You'll never have enough money in your bank account that it's ever going to be right. You've just got to make the sacrifices to make it happen sometimes. Okay? So who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I'll go first.
Okay, so Laurie and Beth, can you mute while Susan's talking? Yeah.
So
Uh, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
so my journey started with thinking this was going to be easy. I was told it was going to be, my first business was going to be easy. Just do this and you'll have that. And I was shocked at how much I needed to learn. I was in shiny object syndrome. I started out with, going here and going there, trying to get all these free programs, and just found myself in a big learning circle of different people trying to share different information and ask you to join them. And I actually came across one person, Helen, while you're talking about money, that if I wanted to talk to her for an hour, it was $900 an hour to get her attention. And so, yeah, talk about value. So I'm a promoter. So I always thought it was just me because I was all over the place. And this program has brought me into getting focused and realizing that there's a lot more to this business than just being told that everything's going to be done for you to be really easy. So I got hooked with you, Helen, a couple of years ago, and we started talking about this cruise we were all going to go on. And we formed relationships with everybody, and we all talked about going on this cruise.
There it is.
Yeah, and so I'm wearing my cruise shirt today. I thought I'm going to wear this in support of my captain here. But the thing that hooked me was the qualities, was the relationship that we had. You answered every call I made. I couldn't believe that you would actually respond. You were, somebody that just took the time and actually listened. You were respectful. You gave feedback that I needed to hear. I still need that every week from you. And the difference between not knowing where I was going and now having direction has been incredibly different for me. It's been life-changing. And I did invest in my mindset quite a few years ago, thousands of dollars, and I forgot it all. And now it all came back when we started our mentorship again about leadership and the values of that and what we can bring to the table for our team and how important it is. So I wouldn't be anywhere else, and I'm not going to stop, because this is where we have grown as a team, by following somebody that's already been there and that can guide us along the way. So I'm absolutely, every week I'm learning.
Yeah, and I want to share something with you, and particularly about Susan, is skills can be learned. You can learn online funnels, you can learn algorithms, you can learn how to do certain things online. But most of us, and who was on Clubhouse this morning with us? My morning. I shouldn't say morning. But our discussion on Clubhouse today regarding mindset and lack of self-belief and lack of self-confidence and all those kind of things was a mind-blowing conversation, so much so that we're doing part 2 next week on Clubhouse. If any of you are on Clubhouse, or if you're not, you should be. We're continuing that discussion next week, because it's not all the fancy stuff that everybody's kind of looking for. Whenever I talk about the algorithm, all the views go up. Like, everybody's looking for the shiny object, the next thing, the thing that's going to speed up their results. The only thing that'll speed up your results is what's going on in here. The one thing that lets most people down in their business is what's going on up here. Lack of self-belief, lack of self-confidence, planning, accountability, all that kind of stuff. So when we grow as people, then your business grows, and it doesn't happen any other way than that. So you need to grow for your business to grow, and sometimes you need some support to do that. This entrepreneurial world is just so difficult. If anyone tells you it's easy, they're lying. They're absolutely lying, because we don't have a boss. We don't have a job description. We don't have somebody standing over us. You don't, like most of us, you don't get up and get in a car and go to the office. You probably roll out of bed and grab a cup of coffee and sit down at your table, which is a few feet away. For most of us, a lot of people, I don't have any problem with motivation or work ethic or whatever. I'm just wired. for certain things. It's the way I am. But a lot of people are not like that, and they need the accountability, they need the support, they need the direction, they need the goal setting, they need somebody to tell them off. Laurie, I'm not looking at you, but I am looking at you. Like, sometimes you need some tough love to get over yourself. And what I was alluding to with Susan, and this is not just specific to Susan. But one of the things, the best thing you guys can learn to do is when things go wrong is, and I talk about this a lot, is to learn to bounce back as quickly as you can, and don't go to water and, sit on it for days and weeks and things like that, and just, deal with whatever you need to deal with. So Susan's had some pretty heavy stuff go on, this year and just recently and stuff like that, and some things that have crushed her confidence and made her upset and whatever. But I've seen Susan grow into picking herself up, switching and moving direction. The quicker you can learn to do that, and if you knew how to do that, you'd all be doing it now. I bet there's some of you listening live or on the replay that you are still holding a grudge with a friend or a family member that stems back to years ago. We hang on to stuff, unfortunately, as human beings. You can't do that if you're going to be successful. If you've got all this crap going on up here, I tell you now, it's going to be really hard for you to have an amazing business, because it's actually all about you and growing. And I know you guys don't necessarily know that, but these three women here have grown incredibly. Personality, leadership skills, emotions. Beth, I'm looking at you. Each one of them I could pick on, but this is what's important in your growth as a person. It's, you can only be an amazing business person when you learn to emotionally have intelligence, emotionally learn to be a good leader, always be on the positive side. Don't be that person that gossips. Don't be that person that puts people down. Don't be that person that always has to be right. You become a better listener than you do a talker. That's what becomes an amazing entrepreneur. There's so many different layers to becoming an amazing entrepreneur. So this is a lot of the stuff that we work on in my program. It's not only skill set, it's mindset, it's both. Thank you, Susan. Beth, Laurie, which one of you want to go next? Beth?
Sure. Thanks for picking on me about my emotions. Okay. I'll try to get through this. So I have had the wonderful opportunity to be mentored by this beautiful woman. And I will try to keep this short, but I could just go on forever. And I could just shout to the rooftops what this VIP program has done for me, and that I've invested in. And that's the word, invest in me, and what it has done for me. And for me at this particular time, 6 months ago, it was really important for me to invest in myself, to have someone mentor me and just help me through things, and to help build myself, to help me just discover myself, because there were times that I didn't believe in me, yet Helen did. And she helped me to discover my own abilities so that I could be successful, not only in my business, but just in me. And, she's helped me build my leadership skills and build my own self-reliance. And she listens and answers my questions honestly and gives me emotional support when I need it. And sometimes she cries with me and just provided me with so much advice with social media, business, personal stuff. And she doesn't give me the answers, but she gave me the courage to seek things out on my own. And she challenged me. She continues to do so. She celebrates with me. And you know what? She didn't do it for me. She just guided me. You have to do it yourself. You have to do the do. And that's what mentorship is about. And I just wouldn't be where I'm at personally or professionally. And I was telling her the other day that my husband mentioned to me the other day, he says, I know you love what you do and you've had great success. And I have. But he said to me, I don't care if you make another dime. And yes, we're all here to create an income with our businesses. But he knows what a difference that mentorship has done for me. And he said, I don't care if you make another dime. The changes you have made in your life have made you a better mom, a better wife, a better grandma, just a better you. And that's what it's all about. When you put yourself first, you have the biggest impact on others. And that's really what it's about, to invest in yourself. And that's just so important. So thank you.
Yeah, no, my pleasure. And I want to give props to Beth, because on our very first call in the last 6 months program, you know, I was basically telling them, you've got to do something for you first, because this is what most of you do. You wake up in the morning and you pick up your phone. Who is brave enough to say on their comments of anywhere where you're watching, who picks up their phone as one of the very first things that they do? Laurie's still guilty of that. I can tell by the look on her face. You know, we all do that at various times, but and this is what we were just talking about on Clubhouse earlier, when you do that, you're immediately filling your brain with other people's stuff, social media stuff, other people's messages, other people's emails. Like you just started your day with other people's stuff instead of what you did. So, you know, it's all about, like, what are you going to do for you? If you're a better fur person and you feel good with you, then your business will do better. It's just the way it is. If you don't believe me, try it on for size. The healthier you are, the happier you are, the more successful you're going to be in the business, is just hands down the way it is. So Beth committed to walking every day when she started the program with us in the last round. How many days have you been walking straight now, Beth?
Today was 128.
128 days straight, guys. And Beth said, I don't know how many times in a row, I still don't like it. I don't like it, but I'm going. It's not my favorite thing to do, but I'm still going. And she would probably not be able to stop now, because it's kind of a habit. But this is the thing that everybody needs to do for you. Like, what do you need to do for you? And it doesn't have to be huge. It has to be small incremental steps in your skills and your mindset. You know, they're both very important to become the leader, or to become the person, or to attract people to you. I would ask any of you, would you work with you? Are you a role model for other people? Do people look up to you and go, wow, I'd love to work with him or her? Are you that person? If you're not that person, what do you need to do in skills-wise and mentorship-wise to step into the shoes of somebody that you want to be, but you're not there yet? Don't wait to get there. Don't wait until you're successful to be a person who has got the personality of somebody that's successful. Have the personality of somebody that's successful first. Step into the shoes before you're even there, and you'll attract it to you quicker. Like, there's so many things between your skills and your mind. And I'm telling you, it's you guys that make you successful or not. The skills can be learned. That's why I got mentorship. I didn't know the skills. I didn't know how to build a brand. I didn't know how to do a Facebook Live. I didn't know how to do a Facebook ad. Didn't know anything about copywriting or anything like that. Like, I didn't know any of that. So I invested in mentorship, and I learned, and I've traveled to America to a lot to go to workshops and things like that. And it's paid off. But I owe a lot to my mentors. And this is now what's important. I know the value of it in me, and this is why I'm so passionate about the people that work with me closely in my programs, because I want to see them succeed. So very proud of you, Beth, in you know, all of these ladies and what you've achieved. It's just freaking amazing. But you did that, not me. If you know, any kind of mentorship, whether it's my program or somebody else's, I can't do the work for you. I can give you guidance, I can give you suggestions, I can give you creative ideas, but you got to go away and do the work. And if you don't go away and do the work and get nothing out of it, that's not my fault. So at the end of the day, it still comes down to you to do the work and want to do the work. Now, hot express mess, Laurie, what have you got to say today?
I was fine until we had feedback on my computer, and it threw me for a loop. But, you know, and I have written down here, I don't mean to show up like a hot mess. I really don't. It would be one thing if that was my intention, but it just comes natural for me. So anyway.
That's why we love you. It's okay. It's okay. You got to, somebody's got to make everybody laugh.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. So yeah, like Susan and Beth, I mean, I could keep you here till tomorrow, talking about all the things that I've learned, all the things that, you know, Helen has helped me with. And, you know, I could just go on and on and on. But I think probably the thing that has, I'm going to say, touched me the most is that you, up until I started following you on your social media strategies for home-based business owners, and my name, Lori Andrus, popped up in a comment, you had no idea who I was. None. And because of the interaction, being human, responding, just the relationship between words typed on a screen. I can't believe I'm fighting the emotions. Beth, dang. You have changed my life. And I know you tell me that I'm the one that has done it. And I know I've put a lot of work into it. And I have done the work. But I would have never done the work if you hadn't have been, aside from my husband, my biggest cheerleader. You saw in me something that I turned 60 a month ago that I had not seen in almost 60 years. And to think that somebody could come through a screen and touch me that way and help me that way is amazing to me. And so it's not without struggles. I guarantee you it's not without struggles. It's not without some really firm calling it out conversations with Helen. And again, that's one of the things that I love so much about you is that you have never told me what I wanted to hear. Not once. It may have happened, but you've always told me what I needed to hear. And you can't put a price tag on that. There's just, I don't need somebody to coddle me and, tell me how wonderful I am and, tell me all the things that I want to hear. I need somebody to be honest with me, to be truthful, give me the map, on how I get there, and then step back and watch. I've been given the tools, okay, and I've basically been given the map, and now it's up to me. And like you said on Clubhouse today, nobody's coming to rescue me. Mike's not even coming to rescue me. I have to rescue myself. It's whatever happens in my life, in my relationships, in my business. I am 100% responsible for every single thing that happens to me and how I handle it. Towards the beginning, and I know you'll remember this conversation. I don't really remember what it was about, but I came back as a response to you that stung a little bit. But I understood it or something. And rather than you saying, "Oh, I'm sorry," didn't mean to make it sting, you came back with, why did that sting? Why would that sting for you? This is what you said, and these are the facts about the situation that shouldn't have stung for you. Maybe you need to look at where you're at and how you're looking at the situation. And that was a pivotal conversation between you and I, because I knew at that point you were never going to tell me what I wanted to hear. You were going to tell me what was going to help me and make me better. It would have been one thing if I'd have showed up this blank piece of paper and you had this beautiful, clean canvas to work with and, whatever. But I think that first year in the VIP program, we just spent every day ripping the pages out of the book, and just starting over. But this last 6 months, it was yeah, I will, and I guess I need to apologize to anybody that's watching now that is contemplating jumping in on this VIP mentorship. There's always going to be one spot short because I got it. And I'm not going to give it up. So that, that's just me. But yeah, I can't thank you enough. I cannot thank you enough for everything that you have done for me, for my business, for my brain. Just, yeah.
Thank you, Laurie. I appreciate those kind words there. And I'll just give you one example regarding Laurie particularly is these guys will say something and I'll go, when you actually listen to your own language, and most of you don't, and you won't even know how to listen to the language from your husband or your wife or whoever it is, but when you're really, really listening, it actually tells you a lot about the person, depending on what they tell you. Can you just mute, Laurie? Thanks. So what people tell you when you learn mentorship skills, and for those of you that don't know, I'm a certified mentor for an American mentorship company, which a lot of you may not know. And we are very highly trained. We're actually assessed every 3 months. We're assessed and evaluated to see whether we're up to speed with being a certified mentor. So there's skills that I've learned that I can listen and I know where they're coming from and what's going on in their head and how to help them without necessarily telling them directly. But I will pick them up on their language. Oh, no, you don't. Laurie was terrible at that. When I first started working with her, like her language this is just me, and I was a terrible person in that job, and I had terrible skills, and everything was terrible. She used to put herself down terribly, and it's like I had to change her mindset around that. And the person that Laurie thinks today is not the person that she was like a year ago. Completely different mindset. All three of these ladies, and there's other people obviously in my VIP mentorship program that are not here, but this is what we work through to get you where you want to go. Because I tell you, for the most part, if you want to be successful in your own businesses, you've got to get out of your own way, and some of you don't know how. And even just by listening to the way that you think, you bring things into existence by what you say. And sometimes you just don't even hear your own language. And when it's working, when these guys then start pulling each other up on it and they start saying to each other, and it's like they're learning. And that makes them better leaders. And when you think right, not that there's a right or a wrong, don't take that the wrong way, but when you can evaluate instead of get emotional, this is where a lot of people will not be successful, is because you sit in your emotions instead of evaluating. We talk a lot about that, don't we, ladies? About evaluating things for what they are and not get emotional. So if you're that person that's got a huge lack of belief in yourself, that's emotional. If you worry a lot about what other people think of you, that's emotional. If somebody says something to you or says no to you in your business and you go to water, that's an emotional response. None of that is a reflection on you. If somebody says no to the business, that's something on there in their head. It's got nothing to do with you. When somebody's opinion of you is actually nothing to do with you as a person, who you are, and the amazing person that everybody can be, somebody else's opinion of you is none of your business. But this is the stuff that keeps people stuck. And I can see that before people can see it themselves. Now, whether you choose to do something about it or not is totally in your hands. These ladies have chosen to act on things. And, sometimes we have diplomatic conversations and sometimes they'll ask me a question. I say, where do you think you can find the answer to that? Or, what do you think? Or, you just try to, learn to think differently. Everything in your life, your relationships, your finances, your health, everything comes from what's up in here. So I would just encourage any of you listening live or on the replay, if you're not where you want to be, what is missing? Is it mindset or skill set? And I guarantee you it'll be a combination of both. And you never stop learning. I will never stop investing in mentors, because you just take it to a next level. Like, you get some more success and you just get a whole lot of new issues. You know, you put a book out and you're learning a whole lot of things about Amazon and how to launch a book. And it's like, oh, crap, I don't know anything about that. Stay tuned next week, guys. If you jumped on late, I'm officially launching that in this live next week. It's just an hour earlier than my normal, but you'll be able to get this for free, the electronic version. So, you know, my point is, you know, the further you go in the journey, the problems just shift. The bigger your team, the more people and personalities you got to deal with. And any of you that have been in a job, what's the biggest issue you deal with? Has anyone been a boss? What's the biggest issue that you deal with? Put it in the comments. I'd love to know your answer to that. Like, what is the biggest issue you deal with when you're a boss in a job? What's your biggest headache? Somebody's got to say it.
Staff.
Johnny and Susan said it at the same time. It's people. People are the biggest problem. And you know what I find amazing about entrepreneurship is nobody blinks an eye when they want to learn a skill traditionally. They go to uni. They go to, you know, university, college, whatever everybody calls it around the world. For me, it was university. I wanted to learn accounting, believe it or not. I didn't stay there. But then I learned accounting first. It's like boring. I want to do something more exciting than that. Then I did a Bachelor of Business majoring in marketing. That was more exciting because there wasn't a right and a wrong. In accounting, you're either you get it or you don't get it. It either balances or it doesn't balance, and that's about it. It's pretty boring. And then I went into marketing, and it's like, oh, if I just justify my case and I can talk creatively about this, I can sort of, you know, take this any way I want to. Like, that was exciting to me. And then I went back to do a law degree. And then I got very sick, and that's another story, and it's all in the book, so you can read about it then, okay? But we all have a story and we all have a journey. But if I wanted to learn those things, do you know how much university and college and courses and all of that actually cost? And people just do it. It's what society says is okay. But entrepreneurship, why don't enough people invest in learning how to be an entrepreneur? I don't get it. Well, I get it because I do it. You guys get it because you've done it. So just think about that. If you're not where you want to be and you've been in the same pattern for years, months, you know, whatever it is for you, you need something. You need to learn new skills. You need to, you know, maybe learn mindset skills and get to where you want to go. But we've talked long enough. I didn't sort of mean to sort of talk this long, but anybody that needs it, you know, I do have 2 spots left in my VIP mentorship program for 6 months. It's the 1st of October through to March. And we do lots of things, don't we, ladies? Oh, yeah. We do collaborations. We talk about goal setting. They're accountable to me weekly. We have group calls once a month that last for quite a while, but we talk about all sorts of stuff that they're stuck on and need to move through. And everybody's different in their business, and everybody's got, you know, slightly different journeys that they're on, whether it's Facebook advertising or organic growth or whatever it is. So if that's something you think you need, I probably offer one of the cheapest options out there, which is to my downfall, but your benefit. But if it's something you think you need, just reach out to me personally, send me a message, find me in Messenger, you know, or just email me, helen@helenmartinonline.com, and let's have a chat, because not everyone's a good fit for the program. I do have prerequisites. So, yeah, but if it's something that you're open to, there's only 2 spots left. So reach out. Any final words from these ladies here, Susan?
I was told once in a mindset program that people will spend $1,200 on tires for their car, but they won't spend $1,200 on living their best life. And that has never left me. You are more important than anything. So live your best life.
Yeah. And I know for myself, when I'm not feeling good, when I'm run down and I get tired, and it happens because of all the different things, you know, like I've got 11 different income streams. I'm here, there, and everywhere. I've got kids, teenage kids, and a husband and all the rest of it. There's a lot going on. And I get tired and run down. And I know when I'm like that, my business is not at its best. When I'm on fire, my business is on fire. And at the moment, there's a lot of things on fire. My network marketing company is booming. You know, this just came yesterday, launching this next week. Like there's a lot of things happening, but that comes down to me. I made that happen. No one else made that happen. Even my husband didn't make that happen. Nobody made that happen but me. So it comes down to, okay, what do I need to learn? What do I need to do? Where do I need to focus my energy? And there's a key word for all of you, focus. Because this is where the overwhelm comes in. You might have, and I have a lot of this and that and this and that and this because I've got 11 different income streams, but I'm very focused on what my next goal is and where I'm going and who I need to concentrate on where my attention is and things like that. It's just focus as well. And that's what we work on. Like these ladies might have 10 ideas. See, Susan, this is what happened on our call yesterday. You're like, here's all the things that are really bugging me. Can we put them in a priority? Yeah, sure. So, yep, that's important, but not, but this one, yep, get onto that. And that one is actually going to take you about 30 minutes. So just knock that one off your list and get it done. And it's like, yep. So we're now organized in Susan's mind, and how much better do you feel? Yeah. And, it's all that kind of stuff. So don't skimp on investing in yourself as an entrepreneur like you would invest in a skill to become, a nurse, a doctor, a tradie, an accountant, a marketer, whatever it is. Think of it the same way. And this is what really surprises me about entrepreneurship is everybody wants their money back like that. But you go to university and study for 3, 4, 5 years to get a degree, and you don't earn your money back until you're actually getting that job and you're in employment and you start earning a wage. But for some reason, when people invest in entrepreneurship, they want to see the return on their investment like within the first few weeks. That's why so many people fail in our industry, because their expectations are all wrong. But anyway, I could go on about this for ages because this is what's made the difference in my business. I could go on for ages about these ladies because they mean a lot to me, and I've just seen how much they've grown, and it's only going to continue for them because they're committed to learning and growing and all the rest of it. So where are you? Where those of you that are listening on the replay, what are you going to concentrate on? What are you going to focus on? Whether it's my program or not, it doesn't matter. But I hope that if you're listening or catching the replay, that you get something from our conversation today about the importance of focus, the importance of learning either new skills or mindset. And, at the end of the day, like Laurie repeated from what I said at Clubhouse earlier today, no one is coming to save you. Take responsibility for where you're at. And if you're not happy with where you're at and you want to learn more and you want to earn more money and you want to speed up your skills and get better results, then do something like invest in mentorship or something that's going to help you along the way. So I'm incredibly proud of you three, and thank you for giving up your time to spend with me today. Keep your eyes on these ladies. Guys, follow them. They're amazing in their own, outright. And so are the other people in my VIP student. I knew if I brought them all on, we would all be here for like 2 hours. So these guys put up their hand first. So I want to thank you for that. I just want to reiterate, if you jumped on the call late, I know it's gone a little bit longer, but I did mention at the beginning of my live, my book did arrive yesterday. Here's the final copy, and I'm launching it this time next week. So it will be available, the electronic version, for free for 24 hours next week. And the hard copy will be available for $9.99 US next week only for 24 hours. So don't go looking for it now. Go looking for, come and join me live. Spread the word so we can get everybody on it in that 24 hours and get it into your hands for as cheap as possible, because after that 24 hours, there will be a cost to the electronic version and the hard copy will go up. So I can do that for a 24-hour period. So don't go looking for it now. Just wait until next week and let's have some fun with it. And you can learn a little bit more about me and my story, but it is a collaboration with 30 other entrepreneurs. It's just not my book. It's just not my story. Okay. Anything else from you guys? You're all good?
One thing.
I
chose this mug on purpose. So if you want to become a powerhouse, go to the powerhouse.
Oh, great way to end it. Thank you, ladies. Thank you for those that have stayed on. I know it's a little bit longer, but it's just such an important conversation to have, whatever you take away from it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow live at my normal time, and I'll see you ladies shortly. Okay. Bye, everyone. I've got to end.